So June is LGBT Pride Month.
Oh shit. Here we go again.
I know gay people. I've got gay friends, gay family members, gay lovers. Not the last one. People are born gay. No one chooses to be gay. It's perfectly normal. And in the West, most polls show that people accept that. Gay rights won, which is why some people question the nature of gay pride parades. It may shock you to learn this, but some gay people don't like gay pride parades. Based gays. I know, sounds incredible, but some people don't think that this portrays the gay community in a credible light. I know, some gay people actually think that screeching incoherently while twerking on top of cop cars, while surrounded by hundreds of drunken imbeciles, isn't that dignified? What bigots. Gay pride is all about love. It's all about diversity. Unless that's diversity of opinion, then it's all about hate.
Pride's all about unity, diversity, and having love for your fellow man, whatever they're into.
Pride, just loving each other no matter what.
Love, acceptance, tolerance, that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. What do you think about Donald Trump?
F Donald Trump! He could burn to hell!
Pride's all about love. What do you think about Donald Trump? F Donald Trump. There's certain countries in the world that criminalize homosexuality, and he wants to make it illegal for them to do that. Do you think that's a good thing? Trump. Yeah, love.
Being gay is perfectly normal, which is why it's necessary. To have a Macy's-style XXX themed parade with men's tackle hanging out, reminding everyone that it's normal, every 5 minutes. But if I had one criticism, it's that the LGBTQ lobby is not being very inclusive by failing to include the letter Z for zoosexuality. Apparently, zoophiles, and yes, it means what you think it means, is now a protected, oppressed minority on Twitter. Which reminds me, as society hurtles towards a dumpster fire of depravity, a new trend has emerged. Women having, shall we say, very intimate relationships with their dogs. Yes, it means what you think it means. It was first revealed in Nancy Friday's 1973 cult sexuality tome, My Secret Garden, that yes, women fantasize about dogs.
Guess they didn't tell you.
And in recent times, they seem to be increasingly acting on those fantasies. Most of these news stories from just the first page of a Google search all happened in the last 2 years. Gross, but not quite as gross as children as young as 3 being subjected to gender reassignment treatment. The number of youngsters referred to the Gender Identity Development Service in London rose from 94 in 2010 to 2,519 last year. Did thousands more children just suddenly decide they wanted to swap genders, or is it being imposed on them as some kind of macabre experiment by their identity politics obsessed parents? Gee, I wonder. 5 whistleblowers at the NHS transgender clinic in Britain quit after revealing that children, again as young as 3, were being falsely diagnosed with gender dysphoria and given hormone blockers to stop their development before puberty. Transgender children are like vegan cats. You know they're not the ones making the decision. Meanwhile, in America, transgender summer camps for kids. Perfectly normal.
The idea was that it would be a summer day camp in which gender diverse youth could come together, have fun, and feel a sense of gender identity pride.
Transgender researchers disagree that age 3 is too young to change genders. And who could argue with them? Because as we all know, Desmond is amazing.
You have faced some criticism for this video, which shows Desmond performing at a gay bar with men throwing money at him. Do you think that is the right environment for a 12-year-old? Even sort of some of the gay men who were there said that they felt very uncomfortable with his performance.
I don't understand what the controversy is.
What has this world come to? It's come to a world where drag kids actually exist.
And people do ketamine on a couch. And people do ketamine on a couch.
I don't understand what the controversy is.
Oh yeah, and these people also get to decide what opinions you can and can't express. What could possibly go wrong? Another development that based gays don't like is the crusade to normalise paedophilia under the ever-expanding umbrella of alternative sexual lifestyles.
It is our responsibility to reflect and to overcome our negative feelings about pedophiles and to treat them with the same respect we treat other people with. We should accept that pedophilia is a sexual preference.
We're talking about a sexual orientation.
Watch him rollin', watch him go. He be rollin' down the street. He be rollin' to the beat. He be rollin' down the street. He be rollin' to the beat. Watch him roll.
Instead of being sent to prison, pedos in the UK are going to be asked to attend remedial workshops similar to drunk drivers. Pedos are also using Instagram as a secret portal to access illegal material. But just thank God my dangerous selfies are still banned. But Snapchat appears to be sympathetic, announcing in a recent promo for Pride Month, love has no age. Apparently, love has no species either.
My name is Jareth Nebula, and I am an agender alien. Being an alien is more than just my gender. It's how I am. I've never really felt right.
23-year-old Vinny O is making it his mission to become a real-life alien.
I see my life progressing to a more otherworldly look. I'm looking to change my genitals so that way there is nothing there. Just maybe like a hole to pee out of.
Monogamy is also so last century.
The kids love it, extra present.
As Camille Paglia explains, history tells us that the normalization of obscure sexual proclivities often precedes the collapse of cultures.
These fine gradations of gender identity. Okay, I'm a male trans doing this with with that going moving. This is a symptom of decadence. I'm sorry. As sexual personae talks about this. That was in fact the inspiration of sexual personae was that my overview of history and my noticing that in late phases you all of a sudden get a proliferation of homosexuality, of sadomasochism, of gender games and impersonations and masks and so on. So I believe we're in a late phase. We're in a late phase of culture.
So that the proliferation of cultural identities, the proliferation of all sorts of possibilities is actually a sign that we're
on the verge of collapse.
Yes,
Western culture is in decline.
And listen to this. This was written in the 1988 rulebook for the tabletop RPG Cyberpunk 2020, predicting over 30 years ahead of time exactly what life would be like in 2020. Diversity and unity. It is now accepted among historical scholars that in the decades before the collapse, America suffered from the sicknesses of racism and cultural identity. Everyone wanted to be seen as special. Every group had to be equal to, or preferably better than its neighbours, and fought to protect its special rights. If anyone had something that someone else wanted, they were painted as racist, sexist, elitist, or worse. This divisive me-first attitude eventually tore the fabric of American culture apart and caused it to self-destruct in a fireball of competing ideologies, none of which truly recognized each other's validity. Diversity led inexorably to anarchy. Yeah, seems kind of familiar, doesn't it? Abortion. Abortion is gross. A society that treats its unborn like medical waste is doomed. But whatever your views on reproductive rights, abortion should never be celebrated. Now the queen of degeneracy, Miley Cyrus, has whipped out her disgusting tongue yet again for this masterpiece. Yeah, normal people use cakes to celebrate birth, not death. Also, normal people don't talk about abortion bringing them a sense of inner peace after they've just chemically dissolved their own baby twins.
What I hope I feel is a sense of peace, not only with myself and in the decision that I've made, but also a sense of peace with these two beings that I've chosen not to bring into the world. Thank you for choosing me, and I'm honored to be given this gift of life. And also, I I can't do it right now.
Meanwhile, modern masculinity remains as confused as ever. Commercials showing traditional gender roles have been banned in the UK. Commercials showing men as incompetent, hapless, clumsy morons, they'll continue as normal. But now that testosterone levels have dropped so low, men have stopped wearing socks. No one wants to see your puny ankles. It's a disgrace. Cover them up.
If you're going to wear a suit, if you've got to wear a suit, make sure the tie sort of is a little sort of token gesture of a tie sort of halfway up, and whatever you do, get your ankles out. Girls love it when your ankles are swinging at you. Remember, you've got a lot of options with the cut. You can be slim, right? You can be skinny. This is the stuff girls like. Slim, skinny, skinny, super skinny, spray on. You've got to keep yourself skinny, because if you don't, you won't fit into these shorts. If you don't fit into them, no one's going to like you, man. You've got to get this little hat on your head. The little fisherman's hat. Ideal combo. Pink shorts. Fisherman's hat. Guys, seriously, if you're struggling to get a date, this is what you need, man. You need short, pink shorts, bruv. Short as you can get them. Guys, no one is trying to emasculate you. Okay? Just put on the pink shorts. Okay? And these jeans. And just be a guy. This is the most masculine outfit I've seen. It's in the fucking women's section. There's less pink up here.
The media is now attacking young men who get plastic surgery to look better. When women get plastic surgery, yes, you go girl, whatever makes you feel better about yourself. When men get plastic surgery, loser incels desperately mutilating their faces. But given that the average age for Western women wanting to settle down is heading towards geriatric levels, why even bother making the effort at all? Would you give up this for this? Would you give up this for this? Would you give up an endless cycle of nihilistic, meaningless, degenerate debauchery for authentic, life-sustaining happiness? Apparently not.
Okay, so would you like to see Sharia law in Canada replace Canadian law?
At some point it will. You know, because we have families, we are making babies. You're not. Your population is going down the slump.
While some people on the planet are busy having babies, men in the West are busy attaching cameras to their schlongs. Gross. And then there's vegans.
Oh shit. Here we go again.
There are two types of vegans. Vegans who don't eat meat because they genuinely care about animal welfare, and vegans who think being vegan is a substitute for having a personality. It's not. Literally no one. Vegans. Yeah, seeing you being branded like cattle and rolling around in fake blood doesn't want to make me embrace whatever's going on inside your sick head. It makes me want to run in the opposite direction, to the nearest McDonald's. According to Vice, the publication that gave a platform to a paedophile...
Watch him roll it. Watch him go.
The publication that instructed people how to insert animals up their anus. The publication that instructed women how to make breakfast with their vagina. And the publication that sends weirdos to comedy nights in London to spy on my reactions. Yeah, those guys. Well, according to Vice, my distaste for modernity is born out of me being a deeply bitter bully who derives no pleasure whatsoever from life. Really? Well, if this is how you derive pleasure from modern life, I'm gonna have to say... no.
It's absolutely crucial for us to stay in touch that you subscribe to my free newsletter right now at summit.news/newsletter. Link in description.